These celebrities are not a fan of momager Kris Jenner. They've exposed all of her lies and got the receipts to prove it. Mariah Carey exposed Kris Jenner and came with the receipts, okay? While promoting her 8-part docuseries Mariah's World, the iconic Mariah Carey sat down for a 2016 interview with Complex in a private dining room at the posh Malibu eatery Nobu. Now, the Kardashian clan was reportedly filming in a private dining room just 15 yards away. Carey was asked what fans could expect from her, and things took a weird turn when Carey told the magazine her series would not be a put it all out there type of show in the style of the Kardashians. She said, "Some of us talk about other people and what they do and la 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 la, but I'm not that person." Wow. Well, it was reported she showed some footage she had of Kris Jenner acting inappropriate in an attempt to get better ratings. Now, it's a mystery how Mariah obtained that footage, but hey, it is Mariah Carey after all. Wendy Williams. She seems to hold a special disdain for the reality show matriarch and relishes every opportunity to take, jabs at her. Wendy said some nasty things about Kris Jenner and exposed her parenting style and said on the record, "With Kris, I just find it very uncomfortable that she has her entire family on the line, but her choice is her choice. My choice is not to push my kid out there and be that kid. I don't want to push my family out to be that family. Visual celebrity is really overrated and I don't want that for my kid." When Jenner's ex-son-in-law, rapper Kanye West, was admitted to UCLA Medical Center following his breakdown and abrupt cancellation of his St. Pablo concert tour, Jenner was attending the Angel Ball in New York City, honoring her late husband Robert Kardashian. Now, Kim Kardashian immediately flew out to be by Kanye without Mama Jenner. The next day, Williams went on air and slammed Jenner for being opportunistic, questioning why Jenner was honoring Robert in the first place and why she hadn't rushed to be by Kanye. She said, "I feel like Kris should have been there. She could have jumped on the next plane. It's not like you need to be there to honor Robert. You didn't exactly turn out to be the most honorable wife when Robert was here." Word on the street about alleged infidelity. Now, West eventually recovered and appears to have had a good relationship with Jenner, but we're not sure if Kris ever fully recovered from Williams' burn. June Shannon, aka Mama June. When Here Comes Honey Boo Boo hit the airways in 2012, it was an immediate hit and the show soon started a ratings turf war that reportedly made Kris Jenner feel like a new family was stealing the spotlight from her Kardashian clan. Now, according to a source, they said to say Kris is not a fan of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo is an understatement. She thinks the Thompsons are classless, unlike her family, and can't understand, why America is so fascinated by them. Kris especially has a strong dislike for June, claiming the beauty pageant world is vile and that June is a bad mom for exploiting Alana in that way. One could make the case that Shannon learned how it's done by watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and that's exactly how June, fired back. She pulled out the receipts of all the things Kris Jenner has done to expose her own children for fame and for money. Denise Brown. In 2011, Jenner released her memoir, Kris Jenner and All Things Kardashian, and in its pages, she wrote candidly about Nicole Brown Simpson's passing. Highly criticized at the time of publication for profiting off her former friend's brutal demise, nobody was more vocal and disgusted than Nicole's sister, Denise Brown. Now, Denise said, "Kris Jenner is pathetic. I think most people will question her intentions of writing about my sister's unaliving. I'm really disappointed in Kris. For the past 2.5 years, my family has had some relative peace regarding all of this stuff. Now that Kris has brought it up again, she's split open the healing wounds. For her to write about it is like reliving it all over again. My poor mother is taking it really hard." The Kardashians reportedly made about $65 million in 2011, prompting Denise to ask what many people at the time were also thinking. Haven't they made enough? Nicole has been gone for 17 years at that point. Please, Kris, don't profit off my sister's horrible demise, is what she said. Selena Gomez's secret feud with the Kardashians is finally explained. Selena Gomez has a lengthy history with several members of the Kardashian-Jenner family and their overlapping inner circles. The singer started publicly hanging out with Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner in 2014 after the sisters were fans of Gomez. The friendship came amid the height of the star's on-again, off-again relationship with Justin Bieber. After sharing several snaps from Coachella together in April 2014, Gomez made headlines for unfollowing Kendall and Kylie weeks after the music festival. Sources said at the time that things got messy when Gomez felt the Jenner girls were flirting with Justin and his crew, which we would of course later know to be true because of his little flirty fling fling he had with Kendall. That's another story for another time though. Amid various reports about the drama, including some claims that Gomez thought Kendall and Kylie weren't good influences, which, let's be honest, real and fair, Khloe Kardashian, for whatever reason, entered the chat tweeting at the time, "You want to play in the 20-year-old pool? Well, I'm still in my 20s and I'm better at this game than you. Don't F with my little sisters." Yeah, I cringed too. Something about Khloe calling being in her 20s a 20-year-old pool. It's weird and just kind of like, huh? Anyway, the drama later settled. A source close to Selena at the time said, "Selena has no issues with the Jenner girls. They had an issue, but they have cleared it up. She has always liked the Jenner girls." Now, in the years that followed, the Kardashian stars were rarely seen with Gomez, and both Kendall and Kylie's oldest sister Kourtney Kardashian and their close friend Hailey Bieber, then Baldwin, were linked to Justin during his off periods with the star. Justin Bieber and the actress got back together in late 2017. 2 months after, they split again in May 2018. Justin and Hailey, who has consistently stayed close to Kendall and Kylie, then got engaged. They wed in September 2018, and fans continued to read into Hailey's various social media posts, assuming she was shading Gomez over the years. Hailey said during an appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast in September 2022, addressing the accusations of overlap for the first time. She said, "I was never with him when he was in a relationship with anybody. That's the end of it. That was a situation where I know for a fact that it was the right thing for them to close that door." Gomez's connections with the family don't stop at Kendall, Kylie, Hailey, or Justin, however, because in 2016, Gomez stepped in with her longtime bestie Taylor Swift when there was drama with Kim Kardashian and then husband Kanye West. Gomez spoke out when the Selfish author leaked footage of the rapper's conversation with Swift about using her name in his song Famous. 3 years later, Gomez declared that she was on the singer's side for life when she posted and deleted a pic supporting Kim's brand Skims. Things came full circle in February 2023 when Gomez found herself commenting on several videos about the past drama, including one clip of Hailey shading Swift through TikTok. Now, the social media scandal, which resulted in Gomez taking a step back from the app, was sparked when Kylie and Hailey were accused of mocking Selena's eyebrows, which the Life of Kylie alum denied. Now, the eyebrow drama, or as most have now labeled it, Browgate, between Selena Gomez and Kylie Jenner arose from a series of posts on social media where fans speculated that Kylie and Hailey were just subtly mocking Gomez's eyebrow styling. Specifically, Gomez shared a TikTok where she accidentally over-laminated her eyebrows, and later Jenner and Bieber posted photos of their own eyebrows, leading to, fan speculation that they were just responding to Gomez's post. Shortly after Selena posted her accident, Kylie Jenner posted a picture of herself on Instagram on her story with the words that said, "This was an accident," which was positioned over her eyebrows. Now, all of this drama caused Selena at the time to announce that she was taking a social media hiatus, which didn't last long. Shortly before her online break, Selena reclaimed her title as Instagram's most followed woman, passing Kylie with 383 million followers.
Naomi Campbell, the legendary supermodel, has been outspoken about how Kendall has risen to fame as a so-called model. On an episode of the Meredith Vieira show, Naomi addressed the issue by saying she wished them the best of luck. I mean, good luck to them. I just feel like my generation of women like Cindy Crawford and Linda Evangelista, Christy Trillington, Claudia Schiffer, we had to earn our stripes and take our stepping stones to get to where we've gotten to. We worked so hard and we're still working at it, and it just comes like that for them. But it can also be easy come, easy go. In an interview with People, she also made light of Kendall and her career. She said that her own generation of models was so well known before social media meant something. However, everything changes and evolves, and despite this, she still found it interesting. We didn't have social media, so to be known the way we were without it says something, I guess. But everything changes, everything evolves, I just find the whole thing fascinating. Of course, Taylor Swift doesn't like Kendall Jenner, as she has her beef with her older sister Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. But it actually appears that Taylor didn't really like Kendall before her whole blow up with Kim and Kanye. Now, Kim confirmed on Watch What Happens Live that Kendall was never part of Swift's squad, even though they had a number of close friends, including models Gigi Hadid, Karlie Kloss, and Cara Delevingne. Add to the fact that Kendall also appeared at some of Taylor's 1989 tour shows. But Kendall and her sister Kylie mistreated Selena Gomez, who's one of Taylor's best friends, so I'm sure that played a big factor in that. Even more so, others felt the "Look What You Made Me Do" video's leg tattoo and orange boots, which were similar to those worn by Kendall, were a snub. Gentle Apina. She began modeling at the age of 14, and she made her debut at number 16 on Forbes magazine's 2015 list of top earning models with an estimated annual income of $4 million. In 2017, Kendall was named the world's highest paid model by Forbes, which caused some controversy to say the least. After this, in an interview she did in 2018 with Love magazine, pretty much went viral due due to her working comments. She said she was never one of those girls who would do like 30 shows a season or whatever those girls do. More power to them. But I had a million jobs, not only catwalks but everything else. These comments made many people angry, including fellow models. Model Gentle Lapina shared a screenshot of Jenner's quote with her take, "We all are hardworking and worked hard to be where we are. Nothing was ever given to us," she wrote. Lapina also posted on an Instagram story of herself during a shoot writing, "I gotta work," with the hashtag I'm not Kim Kardashian. Model Peyton Knight also had her own issues with Kendall's love interview. She added her own hashtag to the post saying, "End the privilege," over Jenner's image in her Instagram story. This kind of disrespect towards other models who have no name for themselves walking into the industry is disgusting, she wrote. "We don't get to choose which shows to do." She then told the post that she felt triggered by Jenner's quote. She was discounting girls who aren't famous and aren't born into rich families, she says. "Their work is nothing, like it's not that hard to do." Afterwards, Kendall took to Twitter to clear up her statement, saying it was intended to be entirely complimentary, but unfortunately, my words were twisted and taken out of context. "I want to be clear. The respect that I have for my peers is immeasurable. I get to experience firsthand their tireless commitment, their work ethic, the endless days, the lack of sleep, separation from family and friends, stress of traveling, the toll on physical and mental health. They still make it all look effortless and beautiful. I'm inspired by so many of these people I've had the good fortune to work alongside. There's no way I could ever hate on that." I don't know how genuine that really is though. It has been said that Rihanna has had a couple of issues with Kendall. Starting off, Rihanna was unhappy with Kendall's association with Chris Brown, Rihanna's ex-boyfriend. Rhea's feelings were extremely hurt and finds it even more embarrassing because to her, Kendall is just a heartless brat, a source claimed. Then it was said the pair started feuding because Rihanna thought that Kendall had taken Cara Delevingne's friendship away from her. Rihanna has always kept in her possessive streak with Cara because they've had this magnetic attraction towards each other that's never been threatened by anybody else. Sure, they both have other BFFs and partners, but they've always found they could pick up where they left off when they next hung out. While Diddy is clearly not in the public's good graces right now, he once did something hilarious to snub Kendall and Kylie. Diddy is clearly not a fan of the Jenner sisters, which he made apparent after the 2017 Met Gala. Combs Instagrammed a photo of himself with Jaden Smith, Travis Scott, Wiz Khalifa, and Migos at the event, captioning the snap, "Black Excellence." It was later revealed that Combs actually cropped Kendall and Kylie out of the photo. Diddy never commented on why exactly he did it. Maybe it's because they're not black and don't fit with the caption, or he just doesn't like them. Regardless, Twitter reacted swiftly to the alleged snub, with many followers applauding Diddy for the move. Supermodel Stephanie Seymour has also spoken out about the new wave of models, particularly Kendall. She told Vanity Fair they are completely different than we were. Supermodels are sort of the thing of the past. They deserve their own title. Kendall and Gigi Hadid are beautiful girls and I support all of them, but they need their own title. Bees of the moment, she cracked. That would be a good title for them. Kendall responded to Seymour's comments in an open letter on her own website, defending not only herself and Gigi, but also giving her own thoughts on real supermodels. "If you choose to be a cyberbully, I'm going to stick up for myself," she began. "No one is trying to steal Stephanie Seymour's thing or trying to be her. I actually looked up to her. She has a daughter. I guarantee that she didn't imagine someone so publicly shaming her daughter when she made those comments about us being bees of the moment." And while she dismisses Seymour's model moniker, Kendall maintains that her industry is more about work ethic than labels. I don't know though, both Kendall and Gigi are nepo babies, so they've gotten a lot of advantages over the years. Model Rebecca Romine had an issue with Kendall with how she rose to fame and didn't deserve her success. Rebecca told Entertainment Tonight, "No one has proven yet that numbers of followers translates to revenue, so it is frustrating," she added. "I know a lot of people are legitimate fashion people and I can't stand it. I hated that these, social media stars are now the supermodels in fashion. They are not true supermodels." She then added, "I've been disappointed that fashion magazines have been supporting this trend of social media stars to set our style standards. But it will change. Fashion always does." However, Rebecca later referred her previous statement to Us Weekly saying, "First of all, I was asked my opinion about a social media trend. No specific names were ever mentioned. Secondly, I'm embarrassed that I even used the word supermodel. It's a dumb word that has always been too loosely thrown around Kendall in a stratosphere that I never came close to in the modeling world. It's not a competition and we don't get anything out of pitting women against each other." It sounds like she's just trying to cover her tracks, but she had some really good points. The Doors. For some backstory, a couple years ago, Kendall and Kylie released shirts for their clothing brand with images of iconic singers and rappers. The problem was they didn't get permission to use these images and it caused a lot of controversy. Now, one of the bands they used was The Doors, and the surviving members of The Doors sent the Jenners a cease and desist letter for using their image on merch. The Doors have recently learned that Kendall and Kylie are selling shirts using their protected property without the Doors' authorization or consent, the letter reads. "The use of the registered trademarks in commerce is likely to cause confusion, mistake, or to deceive consumers into believing that the Kendall-Kylie apparel was authorized by The Doors when no such authorization was sought or provided by The Doors. The superimposing of a selfie of Kendall Jenner over the iconic lion portrait of the late Jim Morrison is a offensive and remarkable for its failure to recognize the rights of the estate of Mr. Morrison to control the use of his likeness. Jeff Jampol, manager of the Doors and Morrison's estate, told Rolling Stone, "This is a case of people who fashion themselves as celebrities who are famous for being well known but don't actually do anything trying to utilize and steal and capitalize on the legacies of those who actually did something and create amazing art and messages. It's ironic at least and criminal at worst." He added that the Jenners never contacted the surviving members of the Doors. They're obviously attention-seeking missiles who crave celebrity and being well known but don't actually do anything, Jampol said. It's the polar opposite of the artists that they're trampling all over. It's just spitting in the face and on top of art and message and soul and legacy. Yikes, but he's technically not wrong. Anderson Cooper. The Kardashian-Jenner family are always in the media, and they've been on pretty much every single talk show there is except for Anderson Cooper's. When he hosted Anderson Live for 2 years, he already knew that he did not want any of the Kardashians on his new daytime talk show, despite the fact that the family admired him. Now, he did not ban them. When he appeared on Watch What Happens Live, the journalist told Andy Cohen that the family were already everywhere and all over the media, so he simply didn't have anything new to say to them. So what would be the point of having them on his daytime talk show? And I mean, hey, he really has a point there.
Jordyn Woods. Jordyn and Kylie became best friends when they met in 2012, but all that changed when Jordyn admitted to kissing Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend at the time. This happened in February of 2019, and in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Jenner claimed that her then BFF initially lied about the incident before confessing to the kiss when she was confronted. In September of 2020, Woods revealed that everything changed for her in the wake of the cheating scandal. She said, "I'm not happy that people were hurt and people had to go through what they went through. It was a lot for everyone. My family, other families, friends, and not in a million years have I had a negative intention to do something bad to anyone I love." In July of 2023, Woods was spotted to dinner in Los Angeles with Jenner as their first public outing in 4 years. Jenner opened up about the pair's reunion in a November 2023 profile for Interview magazine, saying, "We never fully cut each other off, and one day naturally we were like, we want to get sushi and we don't want to hide anymore." Then there's Amanda Stenberg. The actor called out Kylie in July 2015 when she posted an Instagram snap of herself with cornrows. In response to the photo, Amanda said, "When you appropriate black features and culture but fail to use your position of power to help by directing attention towards your wigs instead of racism." Kylie then clapped back saying, "Mad if I don't, mad if I do. Go hang with Jaden or something." Now, Amanda took Kylie's ex Jaden Smith to prom that May, but I'm sure that comment did not sit too well. After all, Kylie has been called out for cultural appropriation many times before, mostly coming from fans. But when a celebrity does it, it's a lot harder to ignore. Moving on to Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna has a rocky relationship with the Kardashian-Jenner family. She dated rapper Tyga and had a son with him in 2012. The pair split in 2014, and in 2015, Tyga began dating Kylie, but they eventually called it quits in 2017. Chyna, for her part, began dating Kylie's older brother Rob, and the couple announced that they were engaged and expecting their first child together in May of 2016. After an extremely rocky romance, Rob and Chyna split in early 2017, and the second season of their reality show was put on hold indefinitely. Then in late 2017, Chyna sued the famous family for interfering with the show's future, claiming that Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and Kylie had all defamed her, and her reputation was permanently damaged as a result. Next up is Selena Gomez. Selena was friends with Kendall and Kylie, but it's said that Justin Bieber drove them all apart. In April of 2014, Selena hung out with the Jenner sisters at Coachella, but she unfollowed them soon after. Why? At least according to one source. Another source said that whatever went down at Justin's rented home near the festival got messy. Quote, "Kylie sent sexy pics of herself to Justin, and that is what started the fight. Selena saw those pictures on Justin's phone and she freaked out and left immediately." They said that at the end of the day, Selena was just there to be a part of the show and enhance their brand rather than being legitimate friends. Thankfully, Selena realized that she was being used and then she got out of there. Now, Justin and Selena's relationship was always messy, but she definitely did not need the Jenner sisters messing with it even more. On to Keke Palmer. Although Keke was somewhat sympathetic about Kylie's insecurities to do with her appearance, she did not approve of how Kylie went about gaining confidence and said that she was inauthentic. aka she did not like the fact that Kylie lied about getting fillers and Botox. Quote, "In the sense of the Kardashians, it's like, I'm going to show you so much perfect and be everything a woman should be or everything a man would like or love." Kiki went on to say, specifically in the situation with Kylie, where you've had a young girl people have seen on television for years, and they literally told her that she was so ugly, the ugly person in the family. Then she went and did apparently everything the world deems as beautiful. Next we have Jeffree Star. Kylie Cosmetics was full of drama. Its first lip gloss launch was met with complaints after customers found that their brushes were frayed, split, and overall defective. Although the company had already released a statement addressing the issue and promising to resolve it, YouTube makeup artist Jeffree Star of course had to voice his opinion on it. He slammed the unacceptable situation on social media in a series of deleted posts. 2 months later, he accused Kylie of overcharging for her lip kits, saying she found a lab that makes a $5 formula and they're called ColourPop. They gave her the exact same one with her name on it and they charged $20 more. If the product didn't suck, I wouldn't have anything to say. Jeffree continued to bash Kylie and her makeup line, slamming her for releasing a $60 brush kit in December of 2017, and later claiming that the products were lackluster. He said, "I think that there's so many products being put out and it's just not exciting anymore. It's kind of lackluster and I'm just kind of over the brand at the moment." In March of 2019, he claimed that Kylie, who had just been named as the youngest self-made billionaire by Forbes, had only been profiled by the magazine because he had turned it down. So clearly Jeffree has something against Kylie as a businesswoman and as a person. Moving on to Vlada Haggerty. When Kylie launched her makeup line in 2014, she adopted a dripping lip motif as the company's signature look. However, she was quickly called out by social media users who felt that she had stolen the design from makeup artist Vlada Haggerty, who was known for her elaborate lip art. 2 years later, Kylie was accused of copying her again for her 2016 holiday campaign, which featured fingers painted gold covering the model's eyes to draw attention to the red lip at the center. On Instagram, Vlada wrote, "Really, Kylie Cosmetics? Haven't you gotten enough inspiration from me already?" She then shared side-by-side comparisons of the photos. Eventually, Kylie Cosmetics changed their post to credit her because she threatened to sue the company for copyright infringement, which is completely valid considering the fact that she literally stole it. Next we have Kevin James Bennett. In August of 2022, Kylie shared a series of photos from a visit to the Kylie Cosmetics production center in Milan, saying that she was in the lab creating new magic. In the photos, she wore a white lab coat but no hairnet or gloves, leading Kevin James Bennett to call her out in an Instagram post of his own for violating safety guidelines. He wrote, "I'm a cosmetic developer and work with cosmetic manufacturers as part of my job. I have very short hair and I've never been allowed into the lab or onto the manufacturing floor without a hairnet, shoe covers, mask, and disposable gloves." The makeup artist alleged that Kylie is gaslighting her followers into thinking that she is creating these cosmetics. He continued to question what ignorant lab would let her go there and stage photos in their lab or on the manufacturing floor without following proper sanitation protocols. Fans felt that he made some very valid points. After all, if Kylie wants to do some sort of photo shoot, she can just do it somewhere else. In response, Kylie claimed that the photos were taken in a separate, small personal space that was set aside for creating social media content. Kevin responded with a series of questions about the time Kylie spent at the facility, before reiterating that she lied to him and her followers. Next up we have Madison Beer. The singer was once besties with Kylie. That was until her collab with Kylie's makeup brand. Madison didn't directly accuse Kylie of stealing a purple palette that was supposed to be released as a collaboration, but she did imply it on Twitter. She said, "When people fully steal your idea and what they come out with was supposed to be a collab, whack." After that, she stopped following Kylie and then posted a selfie online where she was also using purple eyeshadow. The caption read, "I see you, girl. If that's not shade, then I don't know what is." Shortly after, trolls started commenting on her post to point out that Madison did not create purple eyeshadow, to which he responded by hinting that the real issue was not the hue at all, but the betrayal. He said that Kylie contacted Madison with the notion of working together, and after some initial hesitation, Madison eventually consented. Though a collaboration between Kylie and Beer was never never officially confirmed, she hinted to paparazzi in March of 2017 that she may start working on makeup with her childhood pal. And lastly, we have Danielle Bregoli. Viral sensation Danielle Cash Me Outside Bregoli does not like Kylie Jenner at all, or Kendall. According to the Daily Mail, Bregoli mocked Kylie in one of her music videos, which stars a Kylie Jenner lookalike getting injections all over her face and her body. Danielle also blasted Kylie in a radio interview, saying, "How do you go from lips the size of a twig and a body that looks like a paperclip, and now you look like an hourglass?" While some fans felt that she went a little too far with her criticism, others felt that she said what everyone was really thinking.
Kanye West. Kim and Kanye were one of the most hated couples during the almost 7 years that they were together. They took their relationship public in the spring of 2012, and after that, it was just mayhem. Kanye, who had been pursuing her for some time, name-dropped his future partner in his 2012 single, Cold, saying, "And I'll admit, I had fell in love with Kim around the same time she had fell in love with him." By June of 2012, Kim was calling herself a proud girlfriend, and by the end of the year, she was pregnant with the couple's first child, Northwest, who was born in June of 2013. Kanye proposed to Kim in October of 2013, and the couple wed in Florence, Italy soon after. While they were together, Kim and Kanye had more than their fair share of cringy couple moments. Everyone remembers the music video for Bound 2 because it left a lot of people feeling uncomfortable. So during that video, Kanye rides a motorcycle through the desert, and he's joined by Kim, who's completely in the nude in every single shot. Like every single one. They're either kissing or caressing each other, which is nearly impossible to watch without cringing. And while their relationship was messy, the divorce was even messier. When Kim moved on with Pete Davidson, Kanye was extremely threatened. So one of the things that Kanye did to mess with Pete was he posted a photo of a fake New York Times cover on Insta with the headline reading, "Skeet Davidson is dead at age 28. Then he made a social media post saying, "Hold your spouse close, make sure they know how much you love and appreciate them, because there is a skeet lurking in every dirty alleyway waiting to help destroy your family. And walk around in Calvin jeans around your children." So after the divorce, it seems like Kanye set out to ruin Kim's love life. Kim and Ray J met when she was working for his older sister Brandy in 2005. Ray said, "To be honest, the whole thing started off wrong. We'd known each other for a while before we dated, and there was a mutual attraction, but she was married. She let me know she wanted to get with me, and after that, I kind of felt obligated to be with her." Last year, Kris Jenner went on the Late Late Show with James Corden, where she was strapped to a lie detector and interviewed about the infamous tape that was released in 2007 of Kim and Ray J. Kris denied the years-long speculation that she was involved in its production, and once the results came back, it seemed as though she was telling the truth. Of course, Kim kept up with this narrative too, but neither of them had expected Ray J to respond to the interview. He appeared on Instagram Live with a full presentation to prove that she was lying. He showed screenshots of the text messages that Kanye West had sent him, asking for the original tapes because he had wanted to give them back to Kim. In the messages, Kanye asks if there's a time where the two can meet or talk to discuss the matter further. In a response, Ray J said, "I got 2 kids and a tech company. Why would I involve myself in this? I'm so past this, bro. I'm assuming you know the full story from 05, right? How it happened, who brokered the deal, who put it all together, etc." This is when Ray J made the most shocking revelation ever. He said, "Kris Jenner is the one who made us shoot the second tape in Santa Barbara." He then claimed that Kris orchestrated the filming of the last tape and even watched them to decide which was best. Alrighty, time for Pete Davidson. So this coupling happened on the set of Saturday Night Live. Kim later said that she felt a spark when they shared a kiss during their Aladdin comedy sketch. But people started cringing at the relationship when Kim started spilling a few too many details of their bedroom life. While some people appreciated the honesty, others thought it was a bit too much. Then there was the tattoos. Fans thought it was a huge red flag that Pete had tattoos of Kim and her 4 kids. Now that they've broken up, it seems like it was a poorly thought out permanent decision. One of the tattoos Pete had dedicated to Kim said, "My girl is a lawyer," which he got to celebrate her passing the baby bar. He also got the names Aladdin and Jasmine with an infinity symbol between them, which is that reference to that first kiss on SNL. And the 4 children? Yeah, it was the initials, reading KNSCP. But of course, Kim didn't get any cheesy couple tattoos done of herself, and that really says a lot about the differences between them. One of the biggest complications of this relationship was Kanye West. Like I mentioned before, he was just so threatened by the idea of his ex-wife moving on with Pete that he made it his mission to try and make his life hell. As a result, fans felt bad that Pete had to go through all of that because you could tell it was really putting a strain on his mental health. While it was great that he did stand by Kim during all the Kanye drama, clearly at some point it became too much for anybody to have to put up with. As Perez Hilton reported, in 2017, Kim Kardashian was the very first girl that Nick Lachey was spotted on a date with after his split from Jessica Simpson. It was only one date, but of course, conveniently, they were photographed by paparazzi on said date, which does make it seem like it was a PR relationship. One of the editors who commented on the story said, "That was one of the early stunts that backfired. We tried to get her to F Nick so she could be a celebrity girlfriend. She would literally bake him a basket of muffins and try to get him to come to her place, and he wouldn't go. So they went to dinner somewhere in the North Valley and we had paparazzi there. But our paparazzi told all the other paparazzi, so it was a mess." That's their version of the events. But interestingly enough, Kim Kardashian's team denies this, and it's unlikely they would ever admit to one of their relationships being fake. Kris Humphries proposed to Kim on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians after 6 months of dating, and the two wed in August of 2011. 72 days later, she filed for divorce. Kim eventually told Andy Cohen that she knew their marriage was doomed during the honeymoon, but she went through it because of the pressure from getting older. She was 30 years old at the time and thought, "I'd better get married." That 72-day marriage had certainly shown signs that it was going to end quickly. Like a few days before Kim divorced Kris, I think it was day 68, the couple was spotted arguing in their car while out on a dinner date in Hollywood. The newlywed couple was photographed heading back to Kim's car after dinner, and you could see the tension in the air. Kris looked fed up, and Kim was giving her new husband the death stare while yelling and waving her hands at him as the argument was escalating. This very public fight was kind of indicative that their relationship was on the rocks, because, well, that same year, Kim went to file for divorce and get the marriage annulled. The LA Times even reported that Kim had only married him to increase ratings on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The best part was that Kris asked for a $7 million divorce settlement from his ex-wife, otherwise he threatened to make her endure an ugly public trial. But the NBA star ended up walking away with literally nothing. When speaking about their marriage, Kris said, "Look, I should have known what I was getting into. I was definitely naive about how much my life was going to change. But the one thing that really bothers me is whenever people say my marriage was fake. There's definitely a lot about that world that is not entirely real, but our actual relationship was 100% real. When it was clear that it wasn't working, what can I say? It sucked." Nick Cannon and Kim were briefly an item. In fact, he may have accidentally torched his relationship with Mariah Carey by recounting this fact in 2014 when he said, "It's been a lot of people since me." A few months later, it was reported that the admission reportedly humiliated Mariah Carey, and that's when the relationship between her and Nick Cannon never recovered. The two of them filed for divorce in 2014, and that was finalized 2 years later, but things ended poorly also between Kim and Nick, because the two of them were seen ignoring each other when they turned up at the same fashion event. And in this case, it's kind of clear that she was the one who dodged the bullet. Since 2011, Nick has had 11 children with 6 different women, and I think he at least has one more on the way. It's a lot of kids. Kim and Reggie Bush dated off and on from 2007 to 2010. There was a bit of controversy about the two of them reuniting, and apparently up until her 2011 wedding to Kris Humphries, Reggie was still pining for Kim and sending her texts and voicemails telling her she's making a mistake and that he's the one for her. But things between them were clearly not meant to be. A few years later in 2012, Amber Rose went on to claim that Kim cheated on Reggie with Kanye and called her a homewrecker. She said, "Kim is one of the main reasons why me and Kanye are not together. She's a homewrecker. They were both cheating on me and Reggie with each other. What an absolute mess." It was reported in April of 2010 that famed soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo and Kim had hooked up during her vacation to Madrid, and they met at an event at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Sadly, by August, he'd moved on, and newspapers everywhere were shooting down rumors that he and Kim were back together. Although it's worth noting that this is not the only sports star she's had a fling with. Kim and Tom Brady have become pretty friendly recently, as it was said that Kim is looking to buy a vacation home in Tom's neighborhood at Baker's Bay and Gulf Ocean Club. This neighborhood is an exclusive members-only residential community in the Bahamas, by the way. She flew to the Bahamas just recently and was spotted touring the resort. A source close to her told Page 6 that Kim and Tom are friendly. She phoned him and asked for his advice on Baker's Bay. She's very familiar with the community, and she's been eyeing property there for quite some time. Other insiders have since come forward saying that they do know each other, but they aren't involved romantically. But hey, if she moves to the neighborhood, maybe their friendship could turn into something more. It was reported in July of 2010 that Kim and Miles Austin looked pretty happy together. They were canoodling all night. He's a pretty shy and low-key guy, so he's perfect for her. Which sounded promising, but of course, the relationship was not meant to last. And whatever it was, it would fizzle by September, leading newspapers to report that they are not getting back together, they are just friends. And sometimes, that's just the way it ends. And last but not least, it was reported in October of 2010 that serial celebrity dater John Mayer had his eye on the curvy Kim Kardashian, referencing a night out that the pair had with friends to see if they would hit it off. It was reported that the two of them had been on several dates by themselves after the group situation. But clearly nothing came out of that outing, because by May of 2019, John was denying any reports that he was dating Kourtney Kardashian. It's no surprise though, considering the singer is a bit of a playboy. His reputation as a womanizer definitely precedes him, especially with Jessica Simpson. So that couple dated for a year, but they broke up like several times throughout the relationship. In fact, sources close to the couple told People that things were always on and off between the pair, and they had arguments constantly. Unfortunately, 2006 marked the year that they split for good. The couple was on vacation in Mexico when photos of them arguing in the balcony of their room hit the papers. Jessica looked like she was in tears, as it was undoubtedly a breakup. The news of their split came out shortly after the photos were released, meaning there's a good chance that the paparazzi actually captured the moment when Jessica and John called things off.
Number 10. Chloe Grace Moretz. Chloe got into it with Kim when she posted a birthday pic mirror selfie in 2016. Like most things Kim Kardashian does, the internet went crazy with supporters and protesters. Even a ton of celebrities felt the need to chime in and tell Kim how they were feeling. Chloe posted to Twitter telling Kim that she truly hopes she realizes how important setting goals are for young women, teaching them that women have more to offer than just their bodies. Not one to let anything go, Kim responded saying, "Let's all welcome Moretz to Twitter since no one knows who she is." Shade! Chloe responded a few months later during an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, revealing that she had regrets about giving Kim Kardashian attention, but not for the comments she made. She said she realized that being the most opinionated and loud person in the room is not always the most impactful. This tweet haunted her for years. In 2018, the Kardashians sent her perfume as a gift to her A-list haters. According to Chloe, she didn't even get the perfume, her publicist took it instead. After a few years of being asked about one comment, Chloe had to put her foot down and ask people to stop asking her about it because it's an old and pointless story. Number 9. Taylor Swift. The Taylor-Kim feud has lasted a long time and is extensive. While some may think that the only thing tying these people together is the 2009 VMAs, which is fair, that's far from the case. The 2009 VMA moment, where Kanye interrupted Taylor Swift as she was accepting her award for Best Female Artist, took the microphone from her hand and claimed that Taylor was great, but that Beyonce had the best video of all time. At the time, this wasn't a massive deal, but behind the scenes there was some shady stuff going on. When Kanye and Kim were still together, they were a toxic combination, so toxic that they thought it'd be a great idea to write a song where they literally called Taylor a word that rhymes with snitch and use her name. Later on in 2016, Kanye claimed that he was given permission to use the lyrics and was backed up by his wife Kim after she posted a clip from a phone call that took place between themselves and Taylor. Now, after the internet saw this, it was irrefutable evidence that Taylor Swift was lying, and the online feud quickly dissolved. However, in 2020, the unedited version of that phone call was released, and West did not ask Taylor Swift about the lyrics at all, and Taylor was forced to respond on her Instagram by saying simply that she was telling the truth. At the time they wrote the lyrics and made the phone call, the bit about Taylor being a snitch hadn't even been written yet. Thankfully for Kim, she split from Kanye, but the phone call just proved that Kim is a liar and only wants to be famous no matter what it takes. Number 8. Naomi Campbell. Kim Kardashian has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, from restaurant employees to her staff and supermodels. In 2014, Naomi Campbell appeared on The Morning Show, where she was also asked about her thoughts on Kanye West and Kardashian's Vogue cover. Campbell seemed very hesitant to give an honest answer, doing her best to skirt around the issue while still giving enough information to viewers for them to realize that she was definitely throwing some shade at Kim, literally saying that she did not want to comment. When pressed about the answer, Campbell explained that she is a fashion model and she has been working for 28 years, and when you get a Vogue cover, it is a build in your career. It's a stepping stone to achievement, she said, suggesting that Kim did deserve the cover and had literally no further comments to make. Considering what she could have said, Campbell handled the situation pretty well and with a ton of respect, but bloggers attempted to add fuel to the fire in April 2019 when they started accusing Kardashian of stealing Campbell's most notorious red carpet looks. Kim set the record straight, saying that in this case, imitation was the sincerest form of flattery. According to Kim, herself and Naomi had talked about this before any clothes were worn, and the pair also created a short film with Cher in 2020, so either they patched things up or they kept it together for Cher, which I would do as well. Number 7, Bette Midler. Kim's birthday suit mirror selfie caught the attention of a lot of celebrities. One who chimed in just completely out of left field was Bette Midler. Bette is an incredible woman, well known for her music career. She is also a fantastic actor who is probably most universally known as Winifred Sanderson from the film Hocus Pocus. Bette posted on Twitter weighing in on her feelings about Kim, saying that Kim Kardashian tweeted a birthday suit selfie, and if Kim wants us to see a part of her that we have not seen yet, she's gonna have to swallow a camera. That is legendary. What a great roast. Please get this woman on the dais of the next Comedy Central celebrity roast as soon as possible. Kardashian commented back with a joke of her own, asking Midler to send birthday pics of her own, even though it was past her bedtime. Get it? Cause she's old? Ending the comment with the hashtag, just kidding. However, a few minutes later, she posted another, more sinister comment saying, Bette Midler, I really didn't want to bring up how you sent me a gift a while back trying to be a fake friend and then come at me. Kim's terrible, eh? But she did not have the last laugh. Bette responded to the comment telling Kim that she has never tried to be a fake friend. Looks like anyone can take a selfie, but not everyone can take a joke. Which is very true. How are you going to write the first joke about her being old, and then before she even responds to that joke, you comment again saying like, you know what, I wasn't gonna bring this up, but why not? That's a terrible way to start a conversation and a terrible thing to do. Number 6. Pink. A lot of celebrities seem to be upset and annoyed when Kim Kardashian posted that birthday suit selfie, and one of those powerhouse musicians was Pink. She took to Twitter to comment on Kim and her photos, shading her selfie and tweeting a photo of a note that she wrote pertaining to women. She wrote, "Shout out to all of the women across the world using their brains, their strength, their work ethic, their talent, their magic that they were born with that only they possess," and continued that it may not ever bring you as much attention or banknotes as using your body, your orientation, your identity, but women like you don't need that kind of attention. Pink does not hide her feelings, so when she came onto a show called Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, a fan asked her if her post was in fact in reference to Kim Kardashian, and Pink did not hesitate and said yes. Kim had apparently gone in on Bette Midler, and according to Pink, if you mess with Bette, you'll be hearing from the Pink. Number 5, Miley Cyrus. Miley is no stranger to a raunchy post or two, but when Kim Kardashian posted those birthday selfie pics that everyone seems to be upset about, it didn't go over well with Miley either. Her issue was not with the photo itself, but instead of the amount of attention that the photo had received. Miley was even prompted to create her own Instagram post addressing the issue. The pics from Kim became such a phenomenon that Miley just couldn't ignore it, in her words. Taking to Instagram, Miley posted a Kim-moji of Kim Kardashian's famous booty, clearly trying to let everyone know who she was talking about without actually posting any pictures of Kim Kardashian. She also included a caption addressing the feud, calling those involved tacky. Instead of asking the world to just straight up stop celebrating Kim, she attempted to shift the focus to celebrating women in general, posting to her Instagram asking women to celebrate each other, writing, "Why don't we overly fortunate women come together and try to create and bring jobs to other women in desperate need of them, so that they can support not only themselves but their families as well." Kim never responded to that post or showed any support of any kind for Miley, and eventually the world moved on to something else, but the message Cyrus was trying to share is one worth noting. Number 4, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon is no stranger to controversy herself, being fired from her views on The Talk, but that did not stop her from being one of the celebrities that vocally trashed Kim's mirror pics. Sharon even went so far as to recreate the photo herself in support of Kim, writing #liberated. However, while the photo is still up, she seemed to go back on her statement in 2017 when she berated Kim for the revealing photo. She wrote that Kim says she is doing everything in the name of feminism, but that this was not that. She said in reference to the Kardashian women as a whole that these women live off their bodies, half of LA has been through them, and everything they do from the tapes to the plastic see-through dresses and gym wear are all about sex and not female progress. Kardashian responded to the post saying that she never exclusively said that anything was in the name of feminism. Instead, she said she posts body-barring pics because she said, "I like how I look and I feel proud when I've lost all the baby weight," and she posts it because she feels like posting it and feels powerful. Those are her words. Number 3, 3. Beyonce. Considering Beyonce and Kim run in similar circles thanks to their Hollywood connections, their former rap husbands who were friends, and entrepreneurial backgrounds, you would think that these people get along, but apparently that is very far from the case. Rumors about Kardashian and Beyonce's feud started in 2014 when Jay-Z and Beyonce didn't show up to Kim and Kanye's wedding. Fans, being the way that they are, started launching rumors left and right, flooding the internet with possibilities. Two of the big ones were A, that they were too busy, which is fair, and the second being that Rachel Roy, who Jay-Z is rumored to have cheated with, was going to be there. In October 2016, the rumors escalated after a source told The Mirror that Beyonce has genuinely never liked Kim Kardashian. She's apparently tolerated her because of their husband's friendship and mutual friends. Beyonce also can't stand the whole reality TV shtick, which is fair, it's an annoying show. Of course, with it now being 2023 and Kim being long divorced from Kanye, there's a small chance that they've patched things up, but why would they? Beyonce's a superstar in her own right, and now that her hubby isn't connected to Kim, she just can ignore her while Kim continues to do her thing. Number 2, Piers Morgan. Piers wrote an open letter to Kim in 2016 in the wake of her awful Paris robbery when 5 men tied her up and robbed her. While he wrote that he initially liked her after interviewing her in 2011, his feelings towards her had been skewed. In the letter, he wrote something about how Kim had changed since the moment he first met her. She grew slowly coarser, according to Piers, and snarkier, and started bombarding the world with regular X-rated selfies. By 2018, his tirade continued, claiming on Good Morning Britain that time should be up for Miss Kardashian after she posted a topless photo on Instagram. Unsurprisingly, Morgan happened to later be a recipient of Kardashian's Valentine's Day gifts, the only man on that list. The gift only fueled his hatred and criticism, and in September of 2019, he continued his hate when he mocked Kardashian's Emmy presentation with her sister Kendall, where the entire audience openly laughed at the two starlets. Morgan said that compared to the genuinely talented people on stage that night, those sisters looked like idiots. And at number 1, Amber Portwood. One of Kim's earliest feuds dates back to 2011 when she upset a ton of young moms from the TV show Teen Mom. Kim wrote a negative post on her blog about teen pregnancy rates, blaming Teen Mom for making the situation seem cool in the eyes of young women. Clearly she's never seen an episode of that show. There's nothing cool about it. In fact, it's pretty depressing. One of those kids, as she put it, didn't let Kim talk down to them without consequences. Amber posted on Twitter saying that the last time she checked, Kim had an X-rated movie floating around the internet that she made a lot of money off of. She did that, but she wants to bash the girls in Teen Mom. When her sister Kylie got pregnant, she seemed much more supportive of the situation, so it's okay to have a baby when you're young, so long as you're related to Kim Kardashian. May that be a lesson to all of you.
In at number 10, Nick Lachey. Nick Lachey also exposed Kim for being a little too friendly with the paparazzi in order to get some publicity from him. The singer claims that Kim might have only been dating him for publicity. Apparently the pair only dated for about a week, and some shady stuff went down. One time he said, let's just say this, we went to a movie, no one followed us there. Somehow, mysteriously, when we left, there were 30 photographers waiting outside. And I think from that story, it's very clear that Kim was tipping off the paparazzi, so there would be photos of them together. And if you didn't already know, unless someone is like incredibly famous, if they're a paparazzi when they are out, they definitely tipped off that paparazzi. In at number 9, Jon Hamm. The Mad Men star definitely has some choice words for the Kardashians, and based off what he said, it's clear he does not like the family and doesn't approve of how they rose to fame. With him telling LUK, whether it's Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian or whoever, stupidity is certainly celebrated. Being an idiot is a valuable commodity in this culture because you're rewarded significantly. It's celebrated. It doesn't make sense to me. So clearly he doesn't like the reality TV stars whatsoever and doesn't like how our society praises socialites like Paris Hilton and the Kardashians. And like, I kinda get where he's going. Like, you know, he has some valid points. In at number 8, Kristin Cavallari. Kristin Cavallari has a very interesting relationship with the Kar Jenner clan. It all started when Kristin dated Brody Jenner, and through that relationship she also became friends with the Kardashians. But after Brody and Kristin broke up, there was tension between Kristin and Kourtney Kardashian. After Kourtney caught Scott out with Kristin while they were in an off period. And after that, Kristin called out the family for using that information as a publicity stunt to get viewers to their show. And allegedly, after rumors broke that Kristin and Scott were having an affair, the Kardashians refused to deny it and instead waited to address it on their show. show, leaving Kristen looking like, the bad, terrible other woman when it just wasn't even true. More than a little shady if you ask me. And at number 7, Barack Obama. Former President Barack Obama also couldn't hold his tongue when talking about the famous family, and it's definitely quite the compliment when the president is speaking about you. Or is it? The former president was talking about the changing dynamics of the American dream and how it's shifting with time, saying there was not that window into the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Kids weren't monitoring every day what Kim Kardashian was wearing or where Kanye West was going on vacation, and thinking that somehow was the mark of success. And ouch, here it's pretty obvious he was throwing some major shade their way. And he doesn't seem to like how they are now the standard for what success is. And apparently Kanye West did not like those comments and actually fired back at the president. But also, since Obama was a former president, I trust his opinion and judgment way more than Kanye's. And at number 6, Kris Humphries. Kris Humphries was someone who probably challenged the Kardashian family the most and exposed secrets about them I'm sure they did not want out. Kim and Kris got married in one of the most lavish televised ceremonies ever, but famously after only 72 days, the couple split because Kim was having second thoughts. But based off how much content their reality shows got because of that relationship, then the breakup, Kris called Kim out for fraud, arguing that the whole relationship was just a publicity stunt. And their divorce was so messy it lasted 2 whole years before it was finalized. But during the massive trial, Kris exposed that a lot of the Kardashian show was scripted, and that the show purposefully made him look bad. Like when him and Scott threw a party in one episode while the girls were out of town, and they looked really horrible for going behind their backs when they told them not to have the party. The whole thing was actually just a huge sham, with Kim and Kourtney knowing about the party and acting like they didn't know for TV, in turn making Kris look like a terrible husband when it literally wasn't like that at all. Halfway at number 5, Rebel Wilson. Rebel Wilson revealed on a radio show that she was presented an opportunity to present an award with Kendall and Kylie Jenner, but Wilson ended up turning it down, with her saying in the interview, "I got asked to present with Kendall and Kylie at the recent VMAs and said no. It's not that you hate any of them individually, but it's just that everything they stand for is against everything I stand for, and they're not famous for talent. I've worked really hard to get where I've gotten to." And even though a lot of people who dislike the Kardashians share the same sentiments, Oprah Winfrey actually came to their defense against Wilson, if you can believe it, with Oprah saying that she couldn't believe how hard the family works, referencing when she filmed the family for Oprah's show, with crews taping the family for 7 hours straight, and then they filmed more of their reality show after. So, as we all know, the Kardashian family really works very hard, even though it doesn't seem like they do too much. And at number 4, Bette Midler. After Kim uploaded her incredibly famous nude selfie where she covered her, nether regions with just like black bars, the internet went ablaze talking about it. One of the people that didn't hold their tongue was Bette Midler, who tweeted out, "Kim Kardashian tweeted a nude selfie today. If Kim wants us to see a part of her we've never seen, she's gonna have to swallow the camera." Which, come on, you have to admit, it's pretty hilarious. Like, even if you like the Kardashians, it's a good tweet. As a clapback, Kim tweeted out that it was past Bette's bedtime and that she was a fake friend. And Bette responded back, "Looks like anyone can take a selfie, but not everyone can take a joke." And then she lightened the tension by posting her own nude. When talking about the feud later, Bette had no hard feelings and said she takes Twitter pretty lightly and hoping that Kim did the same. Hopefully Kim wasn't actually too peeved about that. I mean, come on, it was clearly a joke. I don't know. And at number 3, Wendy Williams. If you watch Wendy's show, which I definitely do on occasion, she spills the tea like nobody else, then you know she does not like the Kardashians and is always very blunt when talking about them. But Wendy got the spot of a Kardashian hater when she made some shady comments about Kim after her robbery incident. And when talking about the incident in Paris, Wendy said, "I would hope that she's not making any part of this up for dramatic effect. Because this family, they're kind of soulless. You can't believe everything that you hear. But this was very, very upsetting." And although I do not agree with Wendy at all that the Paris incident was a publicity stunt, a lot of people did feel that the incident could have been exaggerated by the family for views, with people citing numerous times in the past that this has happened with the family. And again, I do not agree, but I mean, she just brought it up as kind of a possibility, and obviously, she loves to shade them whenever she can. And at number 2, Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna is another Kardashian ex who was ousted from the family after her and Rob's relationship ended. And you know that whatever went down was bad, because the family is still nice to Tristan and not Chyna, even though Tristan is arguably way worse and embarrassed them so much more. The first of the feud was surrounding the fact that Kylie started dating Tyga, who was Chyna's ex. Then Chyna started dating Rob. And then the two got engaged and then pregnant very quickly. But after they had Dream, the whole thing fell apart and Chyna and the Kardashians were facing off on social media. Chyna even filed a lawsuit against the family, claiming that they stopped her show Rob and Chyna from getting a second season. A judge dismissed that case, but Chyna still shades the Kardashians whenever she can. And at number 1, Anna Wintour. This last one is something that I had no idea existed, but it's probably the shadiest one of all. So Vogue is one of the most prestigious magazines to be on the cover of, and Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were put on the cover in a very controversial move by the magazine's editor, Anna Wintour. When talking about the criticism, she noted that it would be a misstep to ignore the couple's influence, and she made the choice to lead and deal with the backlash rather than follow. And all of that praise to the couple is, all well and good, until she gives them quite a backhanded compliment, saying, "I think if we just remain deeply tasteful and just put deeply tasteful people on the cover, it would be a rather boring magazine. Nobody would talk about us." And although I totally get what she's trying to say, calling the couple, deeply untasteful is definitely more than a little shady. But I mean, if anyone can shade anyone, it's Anna Wintour. She can shade whoever she wants.
Coming in at number 10 today, we have Sarah Michelle Gellar. Back in 2014, Sarah Michelle Gellar definitely became Buffy the Kimye Slayer when she threw some serious shade at Kim Kardashian in Kanye West's first ever Vogue cover. Shortly after Anna Wintour approved April issue was revealed, Sarah would head over to her Twitter to say, "Well, guess I'm canceling my Vogue subscription. Who is with me?" While many fans agreed with Sarah's tweet, including me, Kim Kardashian's best friend, Jonathan Schunab, would retweet Gellar's post and he would say, "Do you even matter?" Buffy fanatics would then even start to argue that she very much does. After much of a debate, even Anna Wintour would come out to defend her controversial choice to place the reality TV star and the rapper on her issue cover in the editor's letter by saying, "As for the cover, my opinion is that both are charming and touching, and it is, I should add, entirely our idea to do it. You may have read that Kanye begged me to put his fiancée on Vogue's cover. He did nothing of sort, but if you have to come out to claim something like this, it's most likely it was true." Coming in at number 9, we have Jonah Hill. In 2011, Jonah Hill would end up slamming the Kardashian family in an interview, but even after admitting he hated everything the family represents, he still can't stop watching the show. During the interview, Jonah would count himself among the ranks of those who are still keeping up with the Kardashians, but only with great reluctance. And he even was too duped by Kim's wedding, and he would even state that the show took money and attention from people in the television industry who actually work to create compelling original programming. Also, in the interview, he would go on to note that the whole show was a giant joke, and then he went on to say, "The truth is, I have friends who work in TV, and Kardashians get higher ratings than their TV shows. That people actually work hard on writing and creating, trying to tell their stories. The fact that Kardashians could be more popular than a show like Mad Men is disgusting." But that doesn't mean he doesn't watch, as he would then go on to say, "I can't even understand it, so I watch it. I think it's funny and I definitely enjoy it in a making fun of sort of way. But where does the line sort of end? When do I stop making fun of it and become an actual fan?" And the truth is, you never actually do. Even fans aren't fans. We just find the drama so fantasizing because what kind of family actually has so much drama going on in their lives 24/7? It's just not healthy. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, we have Lily Reinhart. Lily Reinhart spoke out against Kim after the Skims owner admitted to undergoing a restrictive diet to fit into a vintage Marilyn Monroe gown for the 2022 Met Gala, after Kim boasted about her losing 16 pounds to fit into the iconic gown worn by Marilyn during the John F. Kennedy's birthday party. She was able to lose the weight in 3 weeks. Lily would then take to her Instagram story to call Kim out by saying, "To walk a red carpet and do an interview saying how starving you are because you haven't eaten carbs in the last month, all to fit in an effing dress, so wrong, so
effed on hundreds of levels. To openly admit to starving yourself for the sake of the Met Gala, when you know very well that millions of young men and women are looking up to you and listening to your every word. The ignorance is otherworldly and disgusting. Please stop supporting these stupid, harmful celebrities whose entire image revolves around their bodies. Lily then noted, I'm generally not an angry person, but I swear to God the toxicity of this industry sometimes really gets to me, and I have to head to my Instagram story to rant to release my rage. Number 7. Michael Bublé. When Michael Bublé was performing his iHeartRadio live concert in 2011, he made his feelings about Kim Kardashian crystal clear when he said, Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest. Please welcome Kim Kardashian. But after a short pause, Bublé then shot back, Nah, I'm just effing with you. That B ain't coming on my stage, before transitioning into his cover of Nina Simone's classic Feeling Good, which he said was dedicated to Chris Humphries. Later he would explain that he hated Kim because she hurt Chris and he wished that she hurt him instead. Michael's diss wouldn't be the only backlash Kim would experience after she filed divorce from Chris after only being married to him for 72 days. The reality TV star even had to enlist in a celebrity lawyer, Marty Singer, to fight back against Jonathan Jackson, who claims that she staged her wedding, among other things. Number 6. Daniel Craig. It's no lie that the Kardashian family has made millions from living their lives in the public eye thanks to their reality TV show. But one person who is less than impressed by the Kardashian family is Daniel Craig, who launched an astonishing, foul-mouthed rant about the family in an interview with GQ magazine back in 2011. The James Bond star even labeled the clan as effing idiots and criticized those who sell themselves and then make demands about their private life, when he said, I think there's a lot to be said for keeping your own counsel. It's not about being afraid to go public about your emotions or about who you are and what you stand for, but to sell it off, it's gone. You can't buy it back. You can't buy back your privacy. Oh, I want to be alone? F you. We've been in your living room. We were at your birth. You filmed it for us and showed us the placenta, and now you want some privacy. Referring to the Kardashians, Daniel would then also note that while the clan is worth millions, he doesn't think they were badly off to start in the beginning because of their looks. And then he would go on to say, you see that? And you think what? You mean all I have to do is behave like an effing idiot on television and then you'll pay me millions? I'm not judging it. Well, I am obviously. So the moral of the story is, if you want to be famous one day, maybe take some notes. Number 5, we have Rebel Wilson. In 2015, Rebel Wilson would slam the Kardashian family's meteoric rise to fame in a candid live interview. In the interview, the Pitch Perfect actress said she was frustrated that she had to work so much harder to get to where she is and where she wanted to be, by saying, it's not that I hate any of them individually, but it's just that everything they stand for is against everything I stand for, and they're not famous for talent. I worked really hard to get to where I've gotten to. Rebel didn't even want to be on the stage with the family's 2 youngest siblings at the 2015 MTV Music Video Awards when she said, I got asked to present with Kendall and Kylie at the latest VMAs, but I said no, I'd rather do it myself. She then went on to compare Kim Kardashian to her own acting experience by saying, they aren't really about talent. I mean, how Kim got famous was from an X tape, and I went to acting school and worked really hard. Number 4, Reese Witherspoon. In 2011, America's sweetheart Reese Witherspoon was really ready to talk some trash when she went on a rant against certain breed of celebrities when she was at the MTV Movie Awards. When accepting a Generation Award from Robert Pattinson, the actress railed at the celebrities in vain of the Kardashians and Paris Hilton and other celebrities when she said, I get it girls, that it's cool to be a bad girl, but it's possible to make it in Hollywood without doing reality shows. While a dig was definitely made towards Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton specifically, Reese would also go on to say, when I came up in business, if you made an X tape, you were embarrassed and you hid it under your bed. Reese would then go on to say another Hollywood trend she is tired of seeing is the leaking of celebrity nudes photos, and she would even caution those who end up taking them to cover their face so they didn't become the next Kim Kardashian. Number 3, Jon Hamm. Jon Hamm and Kim Kardashian's feud all began when Jon sat down for an interview and said, whether it's Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian or whoever, stupid is certainly celebrated. Being an exploitive idiot is a valuable commodity in this culture because you rewarded it significantly. The quote found its way back to the Kardashians, who responded by saying she respected Hamm and his right to have an opinion, but we're all working really hard and we all have to respect one another. Calling someone out who ruins their own business
is part of a successful TV show. Producers, writes, designs, and creates. Stupid is in my opinion. John would then come out to clarify that he didn't mean to personally offend Kim Kardashian. He's just not a really big fan of the culture she represents. When he said, "It's surprising to me that it has become remotely a story. I don't know Miss Kardashian. I know her public persona. What I said was meant to be more of a persuasiveness of something in our culture, not personal, but she took offense to it, and that's her right. My quote was simply about the version of television and the version of American culture being celebrated, and it's not something that I particularly enjoy." Number 2, Joel McHale. Back in 2018, Joel McHale would land a new weekly show on Netflix 3 years after E! Pulled the plug on his pop culture show, The Soup. After he made a slew of jokes, Kris Jenner wasn't happy about it. Joel, who dished the dirt on E! From 2004 to 2015, told Variety that his streaming series will in some way be similar with its use of clips from television shows among the pity commentary. Reflecting on his years on The Soup, he would also speak about how one of the network's own shows, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, eventually became a no-go area for him, and he would say when Kris Jenner would complain about our jokes, and then later the president of E! Networks would simply ask McHale to lay off the Jenner and Kardashian family for a week, and then the administration and the president told him to his face, "Don't make fun of the Kardashian family. We don't want you to make fun of the Kardashians." Joel then went on to say that the network really wasn't happy when The Soup started to make fun of Kim, as they always joked about how Kim was only famous for having a big peach and the infamous tape, but I mean, they aren't really wrong. Number 1, Jeremy Renner. Back in 2012, Jeremy Renner would join the growing list of celebrities who have expressed an extreme distaste for the Kardashians. In a recent interview with the UK paper The Guardian, the actor would even claim that he never wanted to be famous, and while discussing the pitfalls of fame, he would unleash his disdain for the reality TV family. When the Kardashians' name was mentioned in the interview, Renner would reportedly roll his eyes and then call them ridiculous people with zero talent, who spend their lives making sure everyone knows their names. He would then add, "They are stupid, stupid people," which makes it definitely safe to say you'll never catch Jeremy spending his weekend binging on episodes of this famous reality TV family show. However, whether you like them or hate them, it seems like if you want to get your foot into Hollywood, you have to get on this family's good side, so you might just want to be careful when it comes to making comments about them, because you never know who might be watching.